And welcome back to Littles by Lira. In honor of Hogwarts Legacy dropping, we're making Firenze the Centaur from Harry Potter today. Also, since he'll have a 2-inch base, he's perfect to use as a large category monster in a certain tabletop RPG. So let's give a little nod to Firenze and get to the project. Except for the paint and hot glue, everything you see today is from the Dollar Tree. So grab a Superman and a pack of farm animals, namely a horse. Then tug off Superman's cape, but don't spit into the wind. And then let's chop Superman in half at the waist. Sorry, Soups. Next, we're going to decapitate the horse, a la The Godfather. Bonus points if you leave the little horsey head on your spouse's pillow. I used my miter cutters for both cuts, and they cut through the rubbery plastic like butter. Using some Fix-All adhesive, also from Dollar Tree, glue the upper half of Superman to the lower half of the horse. Also, pull the base off of Superman's feet and glue the horse's legs to that base. Allow your glue to dry overnight. The next day, you'll have a super centaur smiling up at you, waiting for the remainder of his transformation to begin. So, grab your hot glue gun. A fine tip works best for this application. And beginning at the waist, start drawing lines of hot glue down the length of the body. This will make the seams between the pieces vanish while adding a furry texture to the body. Having never actually met a centaur in real life, I'm not quite sure if they're sleek like an Arabian or shaggy like a Shetland, so I chose to go with shaggy. Basically, you're laying down the hot glue, then dragging the tip of the glue gun through it to make waves and lines. Make sure to fill in the hole in Superman's back where the cape was removed. Keep going until you have a texture on the body and have hidden the seams. Superman's clean-cut hairstyle is delightful, but I think a free-spirited centaur would have a bit more hair. So using the hot glue gun, add hot glue and texture until he has a mane any centaur would be proud of. Also, don't forget to remove your glue wisps when you're finished adding texture. Now, give him a base coat of primer. I would have preferred white or gray because Firenze is a palomino, but black is what I had, so black is what I used. When the spray paint is dried, it's time to paint. Using my littlest brushes, I painted the fig. Firenze is described in the book as having a palomino coloring, so I gave him pale skin and a brownish yellow coat. I painted his hair and tail yellow. Because the base coat was black, it took about 5 or 6 coats of paint to get the saturation of color I was looking for. I apologize ahead of time. I am garbage when it comes to painting eyes this tiny. I filmed 4 different ways of painting his eyes and kept coming out cross-eyed, wall-eyed, or just plain creepy, and I didn't want to create further nightmare fuel after decapitating a horse. So, if you know an effective way to make eyes for super tiny minis, please leave me a comment below so I can add it to my skill set. I also painted a toothpick brown and wiped the excess paint off with a dry paper towel. Cut one tip off and then painted the other tip of the toothpick silver. Then, I used Fix-All adhesive to glue it to his hand. This will be his spear. Next, I painted the base with a dark brown to look like he's standing on soil. Then, I allowed him to dry. After he dried, I dry brushed a little yellow over his coat to give a subtle color variation. I thought about giving him chest hair, but the dude has Superman's torso. I think he's manly enough already. The base was looking too plain for my liking, so I painted on some white glue and sprinkled sand over the glue. I'd let it dry about 15 minutes, then paint some matte Mod Podge over the top to seal in any sand and prevent it from coming off with use. I had such a good time making Firenze the Palomino, I decided to make a beautiful Frisian centaur using a Wonder Woman figure. Since Wonder Woman comes with a lasso of truth, I skipped the spear. I call this lovely little lady Leela. And that's the beginning of my Centaur Ian herd. I really hope you enjoyed today's mini making tutorial. If you like what you saw, take a look around, watch, like, comment, share, subscribe, ring the bell, you know, all the things. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next Friday. Bye! Take that, Umbridge, you monster!